Kuzuzampo, welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program with me, Sonam Pem. Our top stories this week. His Holiness the Jekhempo presided over a week-long special prayer ceremony in Lindsay. Government announces further COVID-19 relaxation. And the National Referral Hospital in Thimphu seizes illegal drugs hidden inside patient's meal. His Holiness the Jekhempo presided over a week-long special World Peace Prayer ceremony at the Namdroling Genzin Ratsa in Lindsay. The prayer ceremony began on 22nd April. More than 200 monks conducted the prayers. It was carried out to help contain the COVID-19 pandemic and for the well-being of the country. The Bhutan Council for School Examinations and Assessment declared the Class 10 result on 23rd April. Only about 70% of the students who appeared in the exam for the academic year 2021 passed the exam. According to Big C, it is the lowest overall pass percentage in a decade.
Sonam Pema from Motithang High Secondary School is a national topper for Class 10 with a score of 94.80%. Kile Diki Yangzom of Ugen Academy came second with 93.20%. Anisha Gurung from Peldroling High Secondary School in Samtse scored 92.80% and took the third position.
I was extremely overjoyed and surprised when the result came out. I'm sure the COVID-19 situation was stressful for all exam takers, and it was the same for me as well. Preparing and studying for the exams without even a confirmation of when it was going to take place often messed with my study schedules. I started studying with the intention of becoming the whole Bhutan topper, and considering my academic history, most of my peers and family expected this of me as well.
In Language and Culture Studies Certificate Class 10 examination, a total of 11 students appeared in the exam. Nimdim with 78.80% bagged the first position. Selden and Sringhamo took second and third positions respectively.
I am very happy with my result as I belong from poor family background. I did not expect such an honorable position. All thanks to my teacher, my parents, and His Majesty.
The overall pass percentage stands at 70%, a decrease of more than 26% from the previous year.
I think the pass could be the pass mark. Pass mark has been increased to 40% as compared to last year. Last year was 35%. So pass mark has been increased by 5. That could be one reason. Then the second reason could be the change in the passing policy. Unlike in the previous year. So this year, a candidate has to pass in the continuous assessment as well as theory. Third reason could be because of the competent-based assessment.
More than 12,500 Class 10 students appeared in the exam in March this year. Samtan Dolkar, BBS News.
The Education Ministry on Wednesday announced that all students who have passed the Class 10 exams will be placed in government schools. According to the notification, there are more than 10,000 seats available in 75 government high schools against 8,700 students who passed the exams. The online registration opened on Friday for a period of 4 days. The reporting date for Class 11 is 15th of May for boarder students and 16th for day scholar students.
라루치기 노미 발라다가 지기도 칠레 고속디 게르긴달로 미담베 에셀라 아니보다 가지라 중기 나날로 시디스에 멜람베 데 게르긴달로 따니기 데 고코 마중오스 주니메라 가지기라 아니 가지기 나날로 샤베들로 가지기 네캅 지디기베 시삽 탭 조디기베 데베 멘세 주니라 나이 신줄로 입지 동다 구합지 중기날로 샤메라 텔레딜레 동타니 챵다 숨데치 데 게르기롭데스나로 따미멜라 다 도지 나힝기롭데스나로라 말람베이라 가지기라 알로디스 장칼라 te digolo dochi nga chegi lobda dakchi te yarsing be la nga chegi lobda din de chila hema be wachin lobrim chudam sense emide sunga chegi lobrim chuni sense soibala dochi.
Beginning 2024, technical graduates appointed into the civil service through the Bhutan Civil Service Examination will be uniformly recruited at the P5 position level. With this, P5 will be the entry position level for civil servants in the professional and management category. The decision is in accordance with the Royal Civil Service Commission's meeting held in 2020.
The reform will be implemented for graduates appearing for the Bhutan Civil Service Examination next year and appointed to the civil service in 2024. As per RCAC's notification, MBBS graduates, however, will continue to be recruited into the P4 position level given the shortage of qualified personnel and the requirement in the health sector. Currently, technical graduates including engineers, medical professionals, and bioscience graduates, among others, enter at the P4 position level. A few technical graduates requesting anonymity said the reform could be discouraging for many like them.
Most of the people who have done a diploma over the past years, if I be specific, nursing diploma, so they get motivated to upgrade their study, seeing the benefit, especially that is due to the grade system. So if this is reduced, these people won't have that strong urge or impulse to upgrade their study.
As I'm a technical student and I have friends who are taking up non-technical courses, the level of hard work we need to put up is a whole different one from them. Also, when we compare the number of students failing in examinations, usually it is higher for those in technical colleges. So I feel like the idea of providing the same reward for those who didn't put the same amount of hard work is unjustifiable.
We know that the duration of study period for technical students are longer than that of non-technical students, which basically means we have to study and put more effort than others.
RCSC's review states that civil servants, particularly in the technical fields, could stagnate at the P2 level. This is due to a lack of available vacancies for promotion and the need for necessary competencies for specialist positions. P2 level is the deciding point for a civil servant to continue service either in the specialization or professional position or move to a management position. And according to the Commission, stagnation in a position for an extended period is not desirable and can be demotivating. On average, the Commission recruits around 150 technical graduates every year through the Bhutan Civil Service examination. Samtan Dolkar, BBS News.
All entertainment centers, including movie theaters, will resume regular business with 50% occupancy and remain open till 11 p.m. The relaxation will come into effect from 2nd May. The Prime Minister's office stated that the relaxations come as the rate of severity and hospitalization have stayed significantly lower during the peak of the epidemic. The closing time for all other businesses will also extend from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. All in-person meetings, conferences, seminars and training will be allowed. However, the government encourages going virtual. Similarly, all indoor and outdoor sporting will be permitted with spectators. But individuals showing signs and symptoms of COVID-19 are discouraged from taking part in any sporting activities. Furthermore, all mass gatherings, including religious and cultural gatherings, will be allowed to a maximum of 100 people. If the number exceeds the allowed number, organizers must seek clearance from the National COVID-19 Task Force. However, the 5 days mandatory facility quarantine will continue for international travelers for close monitoring of the emerging variants and timely intervention. And for inbound Bhutanese travelers who wish to home quarantine for 5 days, the respective regional task force will offer the options based on qualifying criteria with an undertaking. As the country sees further relaxations, the government is urging the public to adhere to safety protocols, including wearing face masks and practicing frequent hand washing to keep the virus at bay. For Karma Wangdi, Sunampem for BBS News. The COVID-19 pandemic has challenged the economic sustainability of the textile sector in the country. With dwindling orders, weavers in rural communities have been the hardest hit. However, the National Design and Art Competition is seen as a platform for remote weavers to showcase their weaving skills and make sustainable livelihoods.
34-year-old Srinyanki is the first prize winner of the recently held National Design and Art Competition under Kira category. This intricately embroidered Kishuthara, a festive attire, earned her the recognition for the first time. Hailing from Komagyogintunsi, a place that is popular for weaving Kishutharas, Srinyanki has mastered the skill. she has been weaving such kiras since she was 10. But her income became scarce in the last 2 years due to the restrictions on social gatherings and festive occasions. However, she is now hopeful of attracting more customers. She said the relaxations in COVID protocols may perk up the country's economy and textile sales will get moving again. To help her and other participants of the competition, the Royal Textile Academy and Textile Museum are going to put up a 2-week-long exhibition from tomorrow in the capital. The competition saw almost 160 entries for 7 categories, including kira, go, embroidery, traditional painting, sculpture, wood carving, and contemporary art.
I might come up with even more beautiful and unique design next time.
The RTA also initiated a few other measures such as the Textile Purchase Program to help rural weavers gain economic benefits.
The Textile Purchase Program, which is funded by William H. Geiger Family Foundation, helps the weavers from rural weaving communities by directly purchasing textiles from them and selling them at the museum shop, thereby eliminating the middleman.
The RTA is also in touch with Thongsa community in Pemakatsal and a weaving group in Radigyok of Tashigang to facilitate marketing their textiles. For Karmawangdi, this is Pemal Harden, BBS News.
It is almost a month since the government lifted most of the COVID-19 restrictions, including the quarantine protocol for domestic travelers. But businesses across various sectors are yet to pick pace. The shopkeepers in Samdrup-Jongkha town are among the businesses awaiting a steady recovery as the country gradually resumes normalcy. The businesses almost came to a standstill as the town was identified as a high-risk area for the last 2 years.
Considered as the commercial hub of the eastern region, the town used to be a happening place. All this changed when the pandemic struck the country. Today it is almost empty as some shops remain closed with only a handful of people running around. Without much happening, the shops in the town close by 8 p.m. even though they are allowed to operate until 10.
Although lifting the quarantine protocol came as good news, our business is not going well. I used to get many customers until the pandemic, but now I don't see many people in the town.
I didn't have many customers while the quarantine protocol was in place. Now I get a few, and I am hopeful that people visit the town like in the past.
The shopkeepers say their businesses might pick momentum once the government lifts the 5-day quarantine protocol for international travelers. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister's office on Saturday said that the mandatory 5-day facility quarantine for international travelers will continue for now for close monitoring of emerging variants and for timely intervention. And until then, business owners in the town can only look forward to having more local visitors. They are expecting a better prospect in the next few months when farmers from the neighboring districts visit the town to auction their potatoes. For Kilewanchu in Samdrup-Jongkha, this is Pup Game for BBS News.
Officials at the National Referral Hospital in Thimphu are being challenged with people trying to smuggle restricted items including illegal drugs inside the hospital. Officials say the prohibited items were hidden inside the meals being taken to the patients and attendants.
With the relaxation of restrictions, the hospital management allowed the delivery of food for patients and attendants from 6th January. Since then, they have been coming across several cases on a daily basis of people trying to bring prohibited items inside the hospital. The hospital came across 5 cases of illicit drugs that were hidden inside the meal packages. The cases have been handed over to the police.
The items were detected by the hospital security, who physically open and inspect each container and other packages. The hospital management says they detect other restricted items such as doma, alcohol, and tobacco items concealed in the meal packages every day. Meanwhile, the hospital says it has strengthened its security checks and is requesting the people not to attempt these offences. Kinzang Haden, BBS News.
The Supreme Court has acquitted Pema Wangda, an employee of Bhutan National Bank, who had been convicted earlier by the lower courts for involvement in the RICBL embezzlement case. The judgment, altering the decision of the larger bench of the High Court, was passed on 22nd April. The Paro District Court, the High Court and the erstwhile larger bench of the High Court had found him guilty of involvement in the embezzlement case by a former RICB employee, Rinchen Wangdi.
In 2019, the Paro District Court convicted Pema Wangda for a missing check of 500,000 yatum and failing to report the crime committed by the former RICB employee Rinchen Wangdi. Rinchen Wangdi had given a check for 500,000 yatum to Pema Wangda and asked him to cash it. However, Rinchen Wangdi had denied receiving the money from Pema Wangda. The District Court ordered Pema Wangda to pay back the amount to the RICBL. Pema Wangda then appealed to the High Court, but it upheld the lower court's judgment. After appealing to the larger bench last year, Rinchen Wangdi in his written statement said he received the money from Pema Wangda. It was learned that Rinchen Wangdi had denied receiving the money since he had a personal grudge against Pema Wangda. The larger bench then dropped the charge of the missing check against Pema Wangda and ordered Rinchen Wangdi to restitute the money. The court, however, convicted Pema Wangda for failing to report the crime and fined him over 11,000 yatum. As per the Penal Code, a defendant convicted of a violation shall be fined the daily minimum wage rate for a maximum of 90 days. Pema Wangda then appealed to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court acquitted the charge of failing to report the crime since it could not be proved beyond reasonable doubt that he was aware of Rinchen Wangdi's crime. With additional information from Namgyal Wangchuk, Kiledem, BBS News.
Villages of Changlajong and Zurphe in Tonggyok of Jamgang are seeing increasing leopard attacks on livestock. The worries of the farmers don't end there. They now fear for their lives after a man was left injured from a leopard attack recently.
People here wake up to scenes like this more often than not. Losing livestock to leopard attacks has been increasing at a worrying pace for the farmers. They have lost about 15 cattle in the last few weeks. Today, people in Changlajong are gripped by fear after a 27-year-old man was left injured by a leopard attack last Friday. The victim, Dawat Sering, said he was attacked by the big cat in broad daylight in a nearby forest. He is currently in Yebilapsa Hospital recovering from the injuries inflicted on his arms and face.
Ani ki goila nga faila te ki gochi hilani tawdal midang zi jadinu la nam sami telinga juba jo ki chap jo ro khoni zindi chi lapka she ani midilu gichu mindu de gichu de shoya sunu la lapkale chi lapka she tele halam zindai khoni lapa telinga pha ipchi tele chamchi yasila.
While human-wildlife conflict is not new for the villagers here, a leopard attacking human is the first case in the village. Changlajong and Zurphe fall under the Royal Manas National Park, a protected area. The attack has left everyone in the village unnerved.
We are afraid the leopard might come and attack us in our house too. We are scared to go out in the fields, and also staying home alone is scary.
Tangachi dana ne de bela do do ira. Ta simchi de nep ke shabe na milada. Milo nep kin dara.
Scared and confused, the villagers want immediate intervention from the agencies concerned. They claim that the leopard is still on the prowl and looking for easy food. The forest officials at the location refused to comment on the incident. For Pema Samdrup in Jemgang, this is Tanden Finso for BBS News.
Most of the arable lands remain fallow in Jam village under Minjegeok in Lhunsi due to a lack of adequate irrigation water. But this is expected to change with the ongoing construction of the Longo Irrigation Water Scheme. The 32 million Newton worth project under the Desung National Service will be completed within 3 months. About 65% of the construction works are complete as of today. Once complete, it is expected to benefit about 42 households by irrigating nearly 400 acres of dry land and wetland in the village.
치루니님에바 샹이님에바 대장라 잡에서 추따위에서 될라 니말라 배고베서 치루니니기 두선마도 대가우 제사라 되어서 주니라
나추 유어세베 님 숨시디지 유어세리나 이거 히르 추디기 다님가 암치게 잡칼 참치 형 수준을 두 다니 헤미디아 장라기 갑루 추디 렌치메바 고니디기 님치 추기데 침 공바치루라 라미수 수준이라.
Awaiting the project's completion, the farmers are expecting to boost the production of rice and other crops.
다 레길 주 두심레 다 장라 잡이 남들로 다 치루 가오치 마고베 타마 가자 튕기베로나 라비비 죽제디 다 자찰한 태원노에 레와다 때멜람 때케데스 슈니라
짜추기 추말람발레 땡디기베 땡아지레 이가 미시기 낭돈나 베데베로 탑자 베니기 라속바 디날레 테메스 슈니라 추디 때 오도토치 옆도치 바와친 때 안디수기야 때파 게사테 올바 미디스 슈니라 때 가이라 나옴베 때 사람기 라루 쩐슈게 미탄사 유스 슈니라.
The 6-month project was supposed to complete by the end of February this year, but it got delayed due to the pandemic, maintenance of approach road and frequent breakdown of machines at the site. For Sonam Siring in Lhunsi, Sonam Pem for BBS News. The vice captain of the Bhutan women's cricket team, Anju Gurung, will be participating in the Fair Break Invitational Tournament to be held in Dubai from Sunday. The left-arm pacer is currently undergoing a 10-day training with the Thai national women's cricket team in Thailand before traveling to Dubai. Fair Break Invitational Tournament is the first privately funded tournament for women's cricket organized by Fair Break Global in collaboration with the National Cricket Association of Hong Kong.
According to the Bhutan Cricket Council Board, the 28-year-old left-handed fast bowler will play alongside some of the world's greatest international female cricketers. 6 teams will be taking part in the tournament. Anju is confident that she will do well.
As the first female from Bhutan, I really feel proud of myself that I could represent my country internationally and create a platform for upcoming young cricketers who want to pursue their dreams as a cricket. I've been practicing and working hard vigorously for past years and for this moment. So, I'm capable and confident to prove among other international cricketers.
Anju Gurung has been selected as one of the players from the affiliate member nation of the ICC. After learning about the tournament, the Bhutan Cricket Council Board wrote to Fair Break Global. The board sent preliminary videos of some potential players from Bhutan, and Anju Gurung was selected. Fair Break is a global initiative designed to create pathways for women to have better access to opportunities, education, and high-level performance roles. Sring Dandup, BBS News.
That's all we have for you this week. Thank you for joining us.